So me as a Brazilian, I know all the Brazilian places you can go and find really great food here. You should talk a little bit about your, heritage. You were from,
Yeah.
and
Cuban, actually, yeah.
yeah. So
Hey everyone, welcome to the Fable Coffee Talks podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Alain.
hey there, guys. Andy here.
I think we're still turning to like a kind of casual conversation. We did a little bit of D&D last week, and then we've been doing business stuff before then. But I think now we kind of just want to talk about Orlando, like why we're starting in Orlando to begin with, of all the places. I mean, we both happen to live here, but I've only lived in Orlando for almost like 3 years at this point. You've been here significantly longer.
Oh yeah, in total almost 15 years. With back and forth between here and Brazil. For you don't know, I'm Brazilian, so I moved here when I was a teenager. Did high school, back to Brazil, some college, finished college, moved back here, and been here since. So yeah, Orlando ended up being a great city for me, and I don't know, the city keeps popping up and growing, and it just never stops.
I can't imagine the way you've seen it change over the years.
So first time I moved here, 2015, not 15, 2005, and it's 15 years, actually more than that right now.
Yeah, 18 years.
Yeah, and I remember just seeing a lot of land, a lot of cows all over the place. Orlando was more like a big rural area city.
It's probably what like Nona is right now, where you drive through and it's just like fields.
You've seen like Disney, all the Universal in that little bubble there develop, but then you drive 10 minutes away and then it was just like a more quiet town. And the last few years, it's just like construction, people moving in. The thing that we're not supposed to mention on videos, I guess, because the YouTube doesn't like it, in 2020, made everybody move from.
So Game Grumps calls that the Backstreet Boys World Tour.
Okay.
There's this other YouTube series that just calls it that. I just find it so hilarious.
We gotta find a D&D name for it, I don't know. Who do you call it? Plague? I don't know.
Yeah, sure.
So whatever happened in 20 made even more people come down here, know. So it's been crazy, and I don't know. Orlando is being great, and a lot's happening, a lot. So I don't know. Fire away. What we're gonna talk about?
Yeah, I mean, I just want to talk about some of our like favorite places around Orlando. I know it's kind of wild because I think even in the 3 years I've been here, I've seen businesses like come and go. So there's a lot of just even like commercial movement happening, right? And it's crazy. Like found out recently, like the Hood's Up place on Colonial and Mills just got leased out, and it's been there for I don't know the exact number, but it's been there. It's been open for decades, right? Like over 10 years.
So the building itself's been there for over 10 years, but we don't know what's happening in that building. Just like
it's just been empty for a while,
and then eventually out of nowhere, I think an investor or somebody bought up the place, and then they put it for rent. And
excited to see what that's going to be.
That corner's so good.
Prime, I wish, man. Yeah.
So who knows? Maybe one day. One day. Come to us. So it is. Yeah, Orlando's just been happening. And mentioned about business coming and going, and that'll be a little point I want to stop there. I think on this conversation then is why that's so. Because there's a lot of business that come and stay, and they're strong for for a long time. But there's a lot of business that we've seen that just started and failed. So what do you think the reason is in a city that has everything?
I mean, the latest one I think was actually like Panera Bread in downtown. I think what happens, my theory for a lot of these is just, and this is maybe generalizing, I think their lease contract ends, and then
for those big stores, those big guys, because they do like. But a 20-year
I think even
lease.
for the small pop and shop, I think that's like when they, all of a sudden run into like revenue issues. I'm sure their rent is about to be increased like an incredible amount. There might be other factors. Actually, there's one, Credo in downtown, by the hospital. It's a coffee shop.
No, they don't know.
So their Credo, I think they have one or two other locations, but the one in downtown is their main one because they're servicing all the, doctors and nurses. they're being basically pushed out because the hospital, I believe, owns that space. They're getting replaced by Starbucks, which like whatever, like that's how business kind of goes. But I think it's just like that's such a sad, like, oh, we're losing like one of those like local craft coffee. And so there's been a big call for people to help out Credo, and like they're gonna find a new location eventually from their downtown to help supplement. But it's just like, yeah, I'm sure every case is different. I mean, what do you think? Why do you think all these, like, why do you think they go?
I think it's just proper strategy and marketing, and a lot to say
for the small, like, mom and pop shops. Yeah.
So they just open not thinking, like, they're just following their dreams, and that's great. It's amazing. They should follow the dreams, but you also should prepare yourself. You know, if you don't do some kind of analysis and know that you're gonna have people to, like, when we did our first podcast, location, you know, like open Fable in an area that
we looked at traffic numbers for that. We look at like the demographics for the area.
So a lot of people, they do a great product, but then they don't have the customer service, or sometimes they have the customer service but they don't have. So if you don't have the base aligned and you know, the numbers to support what you're doing, it has a big chance of failing. As also, of course, you can luck out and, you know, be a great success. But if you don't do the numbers, if you don't do in the right location, if you don't have the proper marketing, if you don't not talk to your customers, it's hard, because sometimes you just might be really good as a business. I always say a business owner, like, you might be really good in a craft that you do, so you make that thing really good, but you're not a entrepreneur, you know, person. You don't have the mindset of, oh, I need to see numbers. I need to see customer service.
You have to follow metrics, right?
Yeah, you have a lot more involved. And that's another reason why I also like to start partnerships, like me and you, because
balance it,
people complement each other. Like, I'm really, I think
we're both crafts people, because I like do the coffee, and you love doing like the pastries. But I think, I don't know, I get the feeling you're more like you're much more willing to just call people, like, get stuff done. Like, you're like I need to go get this done now kind of person. That's my read of you. I think I'm like, no, like, let's sit down, like, let's run some numbers, like, let's put everything in a spreadsheet and figure it out.
And then, when it comes to that, I think you're really good in the numbers and doing the paperwork and stuff like that. As I'm more like, I'm hands-on, like, you know. Like,
you're like, I bought this thing, Alain. Let's work together on this weekend. Like, we have the cargo. I'm like, great, I'm on board. It sounds like you took the initiative. I'm happy.
You know, like I'm a handyman. Like, I like to, you know, if you take care of the papers, I'll take care of the, you know, the moving parts, and then so that's how we complement each other. And then I think that sometimes people open businesses with the wrong partners or with the wrong setting.
Do you remember when we were looking at spaces, we were actually thinking of buying a business at one point.
Yes.
I don't want to call it out exactly.
We don't need that.
But like the reason that they were selling the business was just because of like family matters.
Yep.
Like they were supposed to give the business to their daughter, but then their daughter, something complicated happened there, didn't want the business. And so basically the mom just was running the shop by herself and she didn't envision that or want that. Right. And so I imagine that must be a story
communication too, right?
Yeah, owners just want to move on to something else.
Business was a lot of money invested in that place.
Investment, yeah.
And for you to do all the investment, to at the end you have your family saying, no, we don't want this.
Yeah, I mean, my heart goes out to her. I mean, she seemed like a very nice lady, but
she does.
It's a tough story.
Yeah, so those are one of the reasons of think places fail in Orlando, because it's a city that if you do your job right, if your customer service is on point, if your product's on point, there's no way. Orlando has the amount of people.
Yes.
It's just like, no matter if you think, oh, but I saw so many people that moved away. Like, as many people moving
Orlando
away
is increasing a lot.
Yeah.
That's actually in our financial plan. I forget the exact number, but it's just, we're projecting a percentage of UCF students coming in every year, and we track, and then we're showing, when we were trying to apply for leases, we're showing like, hey, like, we're going to grow, and our customer base is actually going to keep on growing. Right. So yeah, it's true.
So when talking about Orlando, the growth is here. The city is not going to stop growing. There's still a lot of space to grow, and they never stop. So, that's one thing I like about this place. The possibilities for any business you want to do. It's
there. So, is there any particular place in Orlando that you would be sad that you're like, man, like I don't want these people to leave?
It already
non-chain though.
Okay, because it already happened.
Which chain?
I think it was named Fuddruckers.
Fuddruckers.
Yeah.
There was a Fuddruckers here.
Yeah, there was one by Disney Springs.
Oh, that sucks.
And they put the entire plaza down because they're gonna build a new resort over there. But that was a good burger. Okay. I love the
Fuddruckers. Yeah.
But I don't know. I kept trying to remember. But there was places that I'm sad they're gone.
I think
but right now on the spot, now coming to spot, I don't.
Any sushi buffet place, you probably would be sad. There was the one that we went to close to here. Yeah. Be sad if that place went away. No, have you ever been to? For me, it's if I had to answer, that'd be a la carte. Have you been to a la carte?
No, but I heard of them. Yeah,
I gotta take you. It's really cool. It's essentially 5 food trucks and a brewery. I don't know if they are. Okay,
I've been there. I never experienced and got the food from there. Yeah,
I mean it's really cool because you just stop by, you get your beer, right? They have like a rotating draft selection, and then the 5 food trucks. I wonder if they pay to be or rent that space, but you have such like a wide selection of food. I took my parents there, and my parents can be a little like not that they're picky, it's just that they don't want to be adventurous, and I love pushing their boundaries to be adventurous. And Orlando is such a fantastic city to find like that balance of like a little bit adventurous but not too much. And they ended up loving it because they got picanha burgers from one of the
so good.
It's so
picanha
good.
Is always good.
And one of the poke places, there's a poke food truck. They have like this poke burger that's like fried rice patties with like poke inside, and it's just what an amazing invention. It's just it's such a fantastic
Orlando has so many good places to try food, and then it's just like I don't know, my wife has a list that keeps being updated every single day, and I just see the beeps on my phone like new place added, and I'm just like okay, it never stops. We just drove I think 35 minutes to Edgewater. It's like by College Park in Orlando.
Okay.
We went to this hole in the wall Italian place, but the food was amazing.
Do you remember what it's called?
Tortellini. I'll get the name. I'll get the name for you. But the place was amazing. Yeah. The food was great. One of the best breads I ever had in my life.
I love a good bread.
The thing was just like we finished the bread. It's like anything else you guys want, like bring more bread because this thing is really good. So you get those places and you have. Had no idea, like it's a hole in the wall in the plaza, and then you have everybody from all over the world coming to try to Orlando.
And I think one of the things moving into Orlando that I realized that there's really like kind of like 2 Orlandos. There's iDrive Orlando, and then there's east of the I-4. I mean, you can College Park, you can kind of include that too, right? Yeah. But there's that Orlando was kind of like all the restaurant on Mills. I love Taco China. I mean. Framework Coffee. We have a good relationship with Framework. They were the first specialty grade like coffee shop I tried out, and they're amazing. There's so much good stuff on this side of town that
you gotta go to Winter Park. Just walk in Winter Park, and you have all the best restaurants in the town over there. In a lot of tourists never
see
Park,
it ever.
And it's like 20 minutes away from Disney. You just get I-4 and you
East End Market. East End where the other Gideon's is. I love East End. It's kind of the same deal with a la carte. Like it's a co-op, right? And Lineage is there. Fantastic coffee, and you can go there for a sandwich, some pasta.
So I took you to the Egyptian place.
Oh yes,
for the Egyptian pizza, guys.
Egyptian pizza.
They have a local name for the type of pastry, or not a pastry, like type of baking things they do. But the easiest way to say it's an Egyptian pizza. It's just different.
It's like a savory pie kind of thing.
It's like a pie. But the thing's like I love that thing. And I don't know, I never heard of any other place that would have an Egyptian place selling that type of pies.
Completely unique, yeah.
And you're right here, like 10 minutes away. Like Orlando has a little bit of everything. Indian food has so many.
Very good. Yeah. One of my favorite Indian food places is actually, I think it's called Bombay, and it's in OBT of all places. I'm just like,
I heard of them. Yeah, I've seen before.
They're just so great. Like,
my favorite one actually, it's on 192. It's close to the Disney area, the crazy area, but it's in the plaza, very hidden. And I was just like, I want to eat some Indian food today. What do I have around my house? And then that guy was there, and the reviews were great. We go in that place. Place is empty. I'm like, okay, I'm already
Give
here.
it a shot. Yeah, yeah.
The best
Ugh,
butter chicken I've had. Like the
I
thing
love
was
that.
great with naan bread. Like the thing was great. So I don't know. You in Orlando, you find a little bit of everything. You know, if you like South American food,
Got everything. Well,
yeah.
Mexican food was, I know we've talked about this before. We've been always trying to find, we found like one or two Mexican spots that we kind of like.
Yeah.
But I don't think there's one that I'm like, wow, I need to go back to this place.
I think you live in California.
Yeah, yeah.
I've been there. After we tried the more like original thing, it's hard.
It's very different.
But we still have a good.
It's good. It's not bad. It's definitely better than what I've had like in some of the Miami area as far as Mexican food, but it's just
Me as a Brazilian, for sure I know you can find as good as Brazilian food here. You know.
Do you guys do like a lot of my mind goes to like the Knife, Texas to Brazil, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like how do you have a place like that here that you love to go to that's just like a steakhouse?
So the new one that now it's on my top of the list to go is called Rodizio.
Rodizio?
What for me is a little not creative name.
Why?
Because Rodizio only means the style of food. Like when you go to restaurants and a la carte, that means you're choosing the food. Rodizio means that the food keeps me coming to you.
Oh, okay. So it's just the style of
it's
food.
It's the style, but then they put as the name of the restaurant. So
it works on two levels.
It's working. But the place was great. Customer service was great. Food was great. Not overpriced. So if you want to just all you can eat steak, really good place to go, Rodizio. Then you have your traditionals, Texas de Brazil, Fogo de Chão. They're all going to be good. But
do you like those places? Like as a Brazilian that's gone, like had that kind of experience more authentically?
I think they're good. They're very good, but
the price, man. Oof.
The price is just getting out of control for what the delivery. It's not what I think it's. So that's why this Rodizio got me better. So because they're kind of providing the same style of food, same amount of quality, but a way better price.
That's good.
So that's why in my top. But
that's what I like about this side of town of Orlando. Like some of the best places have like really approachable prices, and it's not that bad, right?
No. What else? Like Tuncha. Our neighbors.
Our neighbors are
got me.
Is that your first time trying boba tea?
No. I had boba before, but it was just like,
Yeah.
Then,
they're bomb. They're really good.
Then they're gonna be our neighbors, right? We're right there. So by the way, if you're in Orlando, you already figured out where we're gonna be.
Yeah.
Since but I tried the thing was amazing. Like, damn, this is really, really good boba tea, and like,
I know. Yeah, it definitely hits that sweet spot.
It's really good. So it's. I don't know. Orlando has so many.
Even in our strip, there are places like there's gonna be a ramen place there that's
they're
opening
right now. Like probably in like a month or so they'll be opening.
I really hope they're bomb because then that'd be too. Like a, we're gonna have food obviously, but like
we have burgers there. We have Italian place in the same mall.
Like, what variety in our little strip mall?
If you go, not even across the street on the same parking lot, you have Filipino food.
Mm-hmm.
You have the Taco Bell.
Hey,
it's there. It's there. But then you cross the street, and then you have an entirety of like foods. Like you took me to the place. What's the name of the little thing we ate?
Oh man,
Asian food.
Yeah, the name escapes me.
We have Asian food, everything, and then you should drive 2 minutes down.
It's bao buns. That's what the type of food. Yeah.
And then if you drive 2 minutes down the road, then you have the entire plaza that with all the types of foods that you can imagine. So. And we're talking about east side of Orlando. That's not even a touristy
area. Like most of the money is getting put into the touristy side to have like more novel. But even on our side, it's kind of just I don't know. There's so many great things there. Otto's High Dive. I'm kind of switching away from food into bars, but like as I'm Cuban and as like Otto's High. Stop. I lived near Stasio's, which is an Italian deli. I lived near Stasio's for I think almost 8 months to a year before trying it, and you tried it before me with your friend, right? With Brian.
Yeah.
And when I went to try it, I was just so sad that I had not experienced it for that entire period of time that I lived literally right next to it.
That's just so good.
Stasio's and they're really like no frills. Like you just order, you pay up front, like, and they have everything you kind of want from like an Italian deli. It's like there's no fluff. It's all substance.
So if you've never been to Orlando, there's a lot of people from New York and New Jersey here. A lot of snowbirds, plus a lot of people who moved down here. And even my friend Brian's from New Jersey, and he lived here for a while. he mentioned to me that from all the Italian delis he had up north, I think Stasio's in his like top 3.
That's wild.
To say that a place in Orlando, Florida has a better Italian than, you know, New York and New Jersey. Hey, I'm not saying that, guys. I don't know. I'm not, but it's like, it's a par with people from New York
it's like
and New
right
Jersey.
on Robinson and Bumby. Just like, it's a local neighborhood spot. It's fantastic.
Mm-hmm. That was popping too.
It is always popping.
That's where you know when it's good.
It's
like,
good,
it's always popping.
I've literally been in Stasio's and had a food tour group pass by and order food and talk about it while there. I'm just like, of course this is on some local, like, you know, food tour thing.
For sure. And if you keep going up the road, then you get the mills, and then, you know, very close by, and then you start getting everything from, you know, a crazy amount of foods that you can imagine. Then you get to Winter Park. So it's everything like in one long
It is
road.
how that develops, right? Yeah. That must be part of like the development and change of Orlando, because the same is also true on Corinne, where East End is. You have all the light on the sugar, or sorry, they're called sugar dough there. You know, I was there for their opening, and I remember the first day they were giving out cupcakes with like a little like taro swirl on top, and it just...
What's the name of the place? Another Italian place we went to in Winter Park, Italia.
An Italian place we went to Winter Park.
Yeah, and we had those like I think this is bruschetta with ricotta.
I mean, you're speaking my language already.
No, but we went there, and I actually went twice because that same day I went for lunch with you, and then for like early dinner with my wife the same day.
I love that. You must really like that place.
The place is amazing too. It's different from Stasio. The Stasio is more like a deli. You're gonna have your subs and stuff, but that is like an Italian
sit-down place.
I think.
Did you have 2 different things or the same thing?
Same thing.
You had the same thing.
It's really good, man. It's really good.
You lock down what you like.
It's really good. So I'm just telling, like, Orlando has a lot of good places.
That's really funny.
So I just hear in this video mention like 3 Italian places, you know, and then you never think that Orlando would be the place for
Italian food.
Yeah. One thing though, pizza gets interesting here. You're not gonna find a good Italian, not say Italian, like New York pizza place. I haven't found one yet here. Did you know any good pizza place?
Italian style pizza. I don't think I've had any really, really bomb. I think I've had Brooklyn style pizza, sourdough. Have you had sourdough?
Yeah, but the Detroit style.
Detroit style.
I love that thing.
It's really good.
So, my wife's from Detroit. I never heard of Detroit style pizza until when I started dating her. And I've been living here for a while. And then I always heard Chicago. I always heard New York style, California style. But
what does that mean?
I never even heard a mention of Detroit
to be. Yeah.
And then she put me in a plane. We go to Michigan. Like, you got to try it, buddies. They're like, okay, we try the thing. And it's my favorite style of pizza right now.
It's a perfect, I think, blend between like a deep dish and... you know, like a crispy. It
gets a little bit of everything, I guess.
Yeah, the edges get really nice and crispy, and then but then the dough is nice and fluffy, and you have a lot of fillings.
I still love a really good Italian margherita, you know, and like thin crust. But you know, when you're just hungry, you know, the Detroit style is
it's a spot.
That's what I like. So this guy is from Michigan. He came to Orlando. Now he's doing that. So
is that what sourdough is?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. I didn't know that.
So he's doing that. So you can even find like sodas that they sell only in Michigan.
Sodas?
And
do they call it pop over there? Yeah. Yes, of course.
Anyway, but yeah, they bring a lot of pops down here, and that's how the
is it good?
So yeah, it's called
pop.
Fuegos, something like that. And she loved it. I'm not a big fan, but sorry, Michigan people, if you like it, but it's okay. But the pizza though, the pizza is great.
Pizza's good.
One thing though, I gotta take you to a Brazilian pizza place here.
So you told me about sushi, Brazilian style sushi, and the thing that I've discovered differentiates Brazilian sushi from normal sushi is one ingredient, and that is cream cheese.
Yeah,
which I love. I love tuna and cream cheese. So I was always 100% down for Brazilian sushi. So now, what is Brazilian pizza?
So more cream cheese on a pizza. Yeah,
is it really? No, you can't. Some.
I'm
gonna have to sprinkle like lactase over the pizza.
No, but we go way overboard on the toppings. It comes like a thick slice, but not because of the dough.
It's just all toppings.
It's a lot of toppings. And one of my good friends here, he owns the biggest Brazilian pizzeria in Orlando.
Oh yeah, I remember you telling me about this.
It's amazing. That thing's just
we really do. We should try it out. Is it so? What are the toppings that go on this?
So the famous one, it's called so we do have our Brazilian cream cheese. It's called catupiry. It's just another way of making cream cheese. Maybe a little slightly different flavor, but it's really close to it. So you put a lot of chicken and that cheese on top, of course, with all the tomato sauce and all the mozzarella sauce, cheese and everything. But then it becomes thick with chicken and more cream cheese on top.
It sounds like chicken salad-y almost. No,
no. Go very cheesy.
Is it like cheese, or is it kind of the consistency of cream cheese still when it goes in the oven? It's just very melted.
It's very melted. Yeah, it's very creamy cheesy.
Okay.
Yeah,
but it's like a little
creamy.
tart.
Yes, and that's one. Then you have we don't do Brazilians don't really eat the pepperoni one. We like a sausage one. So we just cut the sausage like you would be cutting the pepperoni, like but because a lot.
Yeah,
and then you put onions on top.
That sounds so good.
So because pepperoni, you sprinkle pepperonis on top of pizza. Yeah. Like you fully covered it.
You bathe it in sausages.
So it's a lot of different flavors, man. And we also in Brazil had what's called a rodizio of pizza.
Ooh, so remember, they just keep bringing you pizza?
Actually, this month, my friend is doing, because he's more a la carte style pizza place, but once a year or maybe twice a year, he would do the days that he would do a rodizio style. So you just pay a fee, you be there, and the pizzas keep coming. You take your slice, you eat it, and then you can keep choosing all the flavors.
Do they like show you the pizza?
Oh yeah, they bring in like the tray.
The tray, they're like,
and then this is this flavor. Do you want it? Yes, no. Put the slice on your plate. I love
that. We have to do that. That's amazing.
Yeah, I think it's happening in 2 weeks. So
right before the holidays, that's perfect.
Yeah. Oh, he makes a sushi pizza. It's really good. It's really good. It's a Philadelphia pizza.
So it's salmon and cream cheese.
Yes.
I feel like that's the kind of I'll try it once for sure. I might fall in love with it, but
yeah. So you can try a lot of places here in Orlando, and you can find everything, I guess. So me as a Brazilian, I know all the Brazilian places you can go and find really great food here. You should talk a little bit about your, heritage. You were from, in
Cuban, actually, yeah.
Yeah, so you're from South Florida.
South Florida, yeah.
You know a lot of places there, but have you found any good places here in Orlando that...
Autos, like I said before, I mean, I wouldn't consider them like authentic, but I mean, they're like mojo chicken gets very close to hitting that crave of just like rice, black beans, like a nice seasoned chicken. But they capture the spirit of everything very well. I think a lot of places tend to try to do with Cuban food like an elevated version of Cuban food, especially like around Mills and stuff like that. And I'm like, okay, like it's really good, but sometimes you just want that home cooking style. And I've tried like some of the more places around like Chickasaw and Goldenrod, and they're like, they do it more home style, but it's like catering home style where they just make a lot of it. So it ends up being like very greasy a lot of the time. So I'm still trying to find that place. There is also Cuban style pizza. I think every nationality probably has their own style of pizza. There's Cuban style pizzas, which are almost exclusively served as personal pizzas. Like you make them in a little frying pan.
Okay.
And that's how they go in the oven. And it's very close to the Detroit style pizza, where it's like you put the cheese on the outside so it gets nice and crispy, and then you put the toppings under the cheese. I don't know why. That just sometimes they'll do it. And the most popular flavor is actually onion. So you just put onion. I'm a pepperoni or I'm a Hawaiian pizza kind of person too. Like Hawaiian pizza on a Cuban style pizza. So I've been trying to find one, and I managed to find one food truck on Samarin, and I keep missing. Like I go there and see if they're there. They're not there. I message them on Instagram, and they're like, oh, like all of this in Spanish, of course. I'm like, hey, when are you guys open? They're like, oh, like like, oh yeah, amigo, we'll tell you when we're open. We'll text you. And they actually have texted me when they're open. I just wanted you to be there at like a schedule so I can plan to go there.
It's so bad. And that reminds me when we asked me if there's a place that was gone that was open a while ago. That was a milkshake food truck in Orlando.
A milkshake food truck?
Yeah, their thing was amazing. They had this shortcake milkshake that they put entire cake on top of the thing. And the thing was great. The place was amazing. And I went to their Instagram, and unfortunately they closed out. And then I don't know if it was the plague that took them out, but sadly, they lost that food truck. But Orlando is a place to be, and you can find so much.
You really can. I mean, I on my, I did a little bit of prep work before talking about a topic, and I had, talking about coffee, bars, entertainment, weird fun places, and we've only covered food. Which just goes to show like how much there really is just to cover like one little subtopic of this. And
if you wanted, we'd be here all day talking about food.
Just talking about food
in Orlando. I can even call my wife and get the list and put it right here, but our time is limited, and also we don't want to, but we could do that again next time, and then what else?
Part two of our food.
Food journey in Orlando, and then see what we can find.
I really like this. It was like a nice, like short and sweet overview of kind of like our favorite food in Orlando, and like the talking a little bit about like how businesses come and go and the life cycle of these things.
Great. But that was a great talk. We should do a part 2 for sure, because there's way more places to try in Orlando, and we'd like to share that with you guys. And
make sure to like and subscribe. Leave us a comment, whatever you guys are in your minds. We love to hear from you. Helps us kind of know what is on everyone's mind. But other than that,
say goodbye, guys.
Have
thank you for watching. Bye.
Bye.